Man, today was an emotional and a tough lesson. We started into the narrative of the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. And today's lesson was all about the Last Supper and Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, and then being betrayed by Judas. And man, it was hard to get through. My job was to read all the scripture today, and we're reading this stuff, and everyone's just listening because the story's just gripping them, And man, when we got to the part where Jesus is in the garden saying, "Father, Father, if there's any other way, show me. But hey, if there's not, don't do what I want. Do what you want." Man, you start hearing sniffles in the crowd, and then we get to the part where Judas comes and he betrays Jesus with a kiss. Right? He comes up, "Oh, teacher," kisses him on the cheek. And I got to that part, and I was trying to read it, and I just couldn't finish it. Couldn't finish the sentence because something about, I don't know what it was, something about saying those words in the Wantakia language, saying, "Oh, teacher," it just hit me that, man, so many times I'm just like Judas, and it's hitting me now just thinking about it. And I had to stop in the middle of the teaching, sitting there with the microphone, trying to collect myself. And we go on and we finish the story. Everyone holds Jesus. The disciples run away and flee. We finish the lesson, and everyone's just kind of like this stunned silence, and you're hearing sniffles around. And I went over, and I don't know if you guys remember, but before we even started teaching the whole village, we taught 3 of our really faithful friends all of the lessons. We taught them the whole thing just to check the lessons and make sure they sounded right. And so these 3 guys became believers. I went over to 2 of these guys, and I was just telling them, man, when I got to that part about Judas and what he said, I just thought, so many times I'm just like Judas, and I come up and I say, "Oh, teacher," then I turn around and betray him. And yet, despite that, he still died for my sins. And I said, guys, that's the good news. And my friend Keiko was like, "I'm going to write a song about that. We're going to sing it." And my other friend, Yadas, just started crying. And then he went over, and he's just crying over in the corner. And I went over and just able to kind of, it's really cool just to kind of cry with him. Really just thinking about how wonderful the good news is. I think so many times we hear about Judas and we just automatically want to judge him and think, "Oh, what a horrible guy." But to sit there and think, man, that's who I am. That's who I was. And yet, Jesus died for all of us. He could have said, "Psh, why would I die for you? You're horrible. You're a betrayer." But he didn't. He took the whole punishment for all of us. And me and Yadas just had a good cry about that. Pretty cool. So keep praying. Tomorrow they're going to put Jesus on trial. Probably going to be another emotional lesson. So keep praying for us out here.